Good evening, and welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans. Well, give me 1 second. Hey, so back, y'all. Just had to do a little technical stuff. Just want to say welcome to African Americans Ain't Africans, the talk show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so-called African American didn't find their way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous one. And tonight we're gonna talk about, a power that we have and we don't never use for ourselves. Now we give it away to everybody and we screw it off by just doing the dumb shit that we do. This phenomena is called energy. And as our next guest is going to bring up how powerful it is and how, oh man, what we do for other people, the help we give other people while turning our backs on ourselves, the ass whooping that's going to be received from that. Ooh. Without any further ado, I want to bring on a sister that's going to hit you to some energy tricks. Sister Soul, how you doing?
I am doing great, brother. Thanks for having me. How are you?
I'm doing great. Listen, I'm going to sit back and listen.
Yes, brother. I wanted to talk a bit about energy. You know, us conserving our energy, using it, knowing which ways to harness it and be able to adapt it to some place that's actually beneficial to us based on the things that we're doing, the energy that we're pulling in. Maybe we should start there. It's very important for us to be careful of the energy that we are pulling in via food, via our surroundings, certain people that we have in our environment that actually can cause negativity in your environment to bring you down to a lower state. Going to a lower state of energy actually lowers your immune system. It keeps you from having a certain peace and a certain type of fluency to be able to move freely and move with the perfect current and keeping sure of, having a proper electricity and balance within your body. That goes with the food. That goes with the things that you're pulling in. I want to start with the food because it's so important to understand that if you're taking in dead things into your body that do not have life, you're not feeding life into your body. A lot of people don't understand sometimes that living foods, including living waters, we have to think about the energy of certain things like bottled waters. A lot of times people thinking, oh, I'm drinking this alkaline water, it's helping my body. And a lot of times it's not. You know, we have to be very careful what we're taking in to think that we're bringing certain nutritious values to our body or certain type of minerals to our body or ions that should be sufficient in rebuilding or building up our system, our red blood system, when it comes to the cells, making sure that they are functioning correctly. When they're not functioning correctly, there is a misappropriation of the energy within a cell in itself. Therefore, it can cause you certain dysfunctions when it comes to the body, leaning into areas that are weak in themselves. If you're in a lower nature, or if you're feeling like digress to a state of like non-lethargic and so on and so forth. A lot of that is due to the food and it's due to the things that you have in your environment. You'd be surprised. Technology, these things can actually wear on your energy. There are certain electromagnetic frequencies that we pull in from our phones, from the computer, from the television, from radio systems that we're around. All the technology and the energy of these things actually can affect your body because we are an ether being, right? We're carbon light beings. We're full of carbon. And because of that, it actually is a conductor of energy. So, carbon being a conductor of that energy, what you're taking in or putting out, it is definitely going to be affected by that. So, we have to make sure that we are being very pertinent and bringing in sufficient things that actually help us.
Okay. Can you give us an example of when you say the energy from, this technological stuff? Could you give us an energy and like explain how it does wear you down?
Yes, yes. Well, the EMS, which is uh, um, magnetic frequencies, these technical things actually wear on your body because what they do is we absorb them. Because we're a carbon body, right? A carbon based being. When it comes to technology, these things are made around energy. And because we are energy body per se, it's like a transmission or a pulling of these things. The entire cosmos and the universe is all ran off of our energy. So this energy is consumed all around us. So when we think about the false energies, which are like GMO energies, like the technical stuff, things that we know aren't positive to our body, these things are also affluent in the air or in the space. So when we hear, how they've always talked about the World Wide Web, brother. Oh, we're all going to be connected to the World Wide Web, blah blah blah. That is that frequency coding that is everywhere. So when it comes to the tech part of it, the technical devices, our cell phones, the computers, these smart TVs, all these different things, they have a certain light coding in them that actually connects to our particular being. So now we're able to pull that energy and it actually resonates with us. And we're actually vibrating off of the energy that is put off in the emissions of these particular technology devices.
Oh, okay.
So when it comes to that, we have to be, I guess, astute to knowing like what's important. They have EMF blockers, brother. A lot of times people aren't even aware of these simple things that can help us. There are EMF blocker sheets that you can actually put on your phone. They're little stickers. You can buy them. You put them on your phone. They will help with the emissions. It actually absorbs it and keep your body from actually pulling all those things in. There are EMF blocking sheets. You can buy the sheets and you can put them over your television. You can put them over your computers. You can put them over your Wi-Fi boxes. A smart thing would be at nighttime. You're not even using your Wi-Fi at night. You're sleeping, right? Unplug the box. Why even have it running a current or a system through your home when you're not even using it? So these are the type of things that we can do to help us at least avoid some of these EMFs, which are the magnetic frequencies.
So those are the magnetic frequencies. Are there any other frequencies we should be aware of?
Yes, we actually get emissions from certain medicines or medications, pharmaceuticals. The pharmaceutical drugs, they actually will wear on your body the same way. They weigh down on you because they're not natural. Unless you're using like holistic medicine. When it comes to the pharmaceutical, it actually works against the body. People think, oh, I need medicine because it's going to help me. It's going to cure me. It's going to assist me in the area. A lot of times what it's going to do is start to actually break down the same things within your body, because with our body being, as I said, carbon and an electronic based body, these things actually will wear on you because the medicine starts to break down certain things, certain cells, certain things that may be working or functioning, trying to repair themselves naturally. The medicine will start to actually work against those things. So this is where we have so many different things that have come against us. There's that, the EMFs from that. We have like emissions from certain medications. We have the nano particles that actually come into our body when we're absorbing them through like food, the air, the water. These nanoparticles actually work against us and trying to duplicate our DNA cells. So we have this RNA, which is another structure coming in to replicate certain cells in our body, and this can actually formulate certain things to create those blockages as well, because it's not a carbon-based cell, it is an artificial cell.
So with all this, in our communities, because most of our communities are food deserts, and I realize some of the food that we're eating, I mean, it's not even really food, it's just a whole bunch of junk. With these carbon beings and all this junk that we hold, how is that energy that's depleted?
You said how it's depleted, brother? I'm sorry.
No. The energy that we waste, because I'm looking at it seriously. We're having all these people come over here, and the African American is trying to hold on to the one that'll like them the most. I'm trying to figure out, because I don't think that's going to work for everybody, the energy that's needed to do what we have to do. How far off are we?
I think we're pretty far off, brother, because like you said, there's so many different interceptions on having proper or perfect energy. And like you said, when you're thinking about different beings that come over into this area, and then we're mixing, and they're in our environment, because the environment is going to pick up on the energy. The environment is going to pick up on whatever it is that is in that particular area. So if we have people that come in, I had this discussion earlier with a brother. We were talking about the frequencies and your health being affected by the place that you're living. You can literally be affected by where you live. A lot of people don't understand it, like having certain illnesses and sicknesses in their body due to certain ley lines in the frequency of the electromagnetic energy that is within the air. If you're living in a certain area, it may be affecting your body negatively just because of the energy that is in the air. So these are a lot of things we have to be very careful of.
So we have to know about topography, where we are, where we are on the planet, seriously, because you were talking about ley lines. That's
right. And when it comes to that, those ley lines, brother, if we are not privy to this, and a little off topic, but not quite. When it comes to that, a lot of the churches, brother, you know how they have the churches, people are like, oh, I know God's real because I felt the energy. When I went to church, I was saved and it just came over me, and all these things, right? A lot of that people don't understand is because of where the church is set. A lot of churches are built on particular ley lines because they actually can take a certain energy and it can be harnessed in that area. So when people go into the church and they're praising and they're worshiping and they're, oh yes, I'm praising to God, they don't know they're actually harnessing a particular energy. And this is what they're feeling when they get this overwhelmed feeling, or they thinking, oh, I feel this. And, a lot of times it's the energy working up within themselves. When they get these emotions, they're thinking about things. Say a pastor is preaching and he says, oh, this is this and such and such. And it's like, oh my gosh, he's talking to me. That touched me. There's an emotion that attaches to that person. So now there's that energy. They have that energy and emotion now that is arised in that person and other people as well, because they're probably going to think it's connected to them. And then now they're bringing this energy to the surface and it's surrounding this church, because now the ley line that is on is helping to harness that energy and bring it to a certain tipping point. So everyone within that area, if they are connected and they are resonating with their heart, because they're truly feeling this. When you resonate with something with your heart, there's an energy with that. So you're going to resonate with that. And then they start to feel these feelings, brother. And they're thinking like, oh my gosh, yes, I have the Holy Ghost, this and that. Because they're overcome with the energy within their body, not understanding that energy creates a rising heat within the blood, the plasma. The light energy within the blood actually starts to oscillate so fast and it runs up to the brain. And when it gets up there, it's helping that pineal gland to light and excruciate certain oils within the body, that Christos. So where they're thinking they're feeling the spirit of Jesus Christ, is actually within them. and that energy is actually playing on that because it's being used and harnessed because of the light within them and having that faith and believing in something very strong and real.
I can see that. But still, it's wasted energy.
Yes.
Could you imagine? I mean, seriously. So if you can take that energy and put it to something tangible, I don't care what it is. Do you know what you would have? And that's in all these churches around here. And that energy is being wasted.
Yes.
Oh my. Can you imagine?
Yes, brother.
Damn.
I just did December, brother. We did a 9-day fast for the 9-day, the December the 12th through December the 21st. So December the 12th is a 9-day. It was 12, 3, 3, 3, right? 12, 12, 21. That was the 9-day. It took 9 days to get to the 21st, which was another 9-day. And there was so much energy that we harnessed by actually meditating, fasting, and putting our energy toward things that we were looking for, sir. And it really works. I tell people this all the time. We are able to manifest. As we talked about before, brother, with the spewing of the words, particularly bringing things out to manifest. This is the same thing that energy helps to osculate it, to make it move, to help move mountains, to put things into the proper perspective, to put things into the frequency of what you want. But it's all how you harness that energy, how you're taking it, what you're using it for, what are you going to do with it, and how do you want it to project into your future, how you want it to project into something that you want to manifest into a particular matter, a formation of matter, which is the atoms, right? Bringing something into the physical from what you are bringing out.
Now, don't y'all wish this was Miss Apple Tree when you was in school? What was that teacher name on the Little Rascals? Miss Crabtree.
Miss Crabtree. Yes. Yes.
Don't y'all wish this was Miss Crabtree? Yes, man. Please continue.
Yes, brother. So when it comes to that, right, that energy, let me get back to the church thing real quick. So what people don't understand is that same energy that they feel when they're sitting there, if they take time to themselves, brother, if they meditate, if they sit and actually talk to God per se, they give it this name. I don't think it's a name. How can you name something that's infinite, that is everything? Like, there's not a name for this person that they want people to look at and perceive as a persona or physical being in the sky, this sky daddy. They want people to see that and understand it, but not knowing that that energy is inside of you. We were born into this life as part of the word, the living light, the word, the truth, and the light. We are that. Anyone that's born and has been birthed into this earth, they are the walking word. You are the word of your mother and your father, because you came into provision from their light, their energy, the energy that they brought together and created you. And then you seen that spark. You came from wherever you came, whatever you did. I don't know that process. I have my own independent thoughts. But when it comes to that, once that person or that spirit came into the light with that exchange of that energy between these two beings, that light is formed. And now it comes into a matter. So when you come into this earth, you are the walking word, truth, and light of your ancestors. And this is a difference where people get to thinking outside of themselves, not knowing that, wait a minute, I have the strength. I have this energy within me. I was born with it. I was born a spark of light. I came into this world a spark of light, of energy. And anything that I want, anything that I want to bring out or to have, I can have it because the world is mine, right? This world is created for us. There would be no earth if it wasn't for us. It would be no reason for the earth to be here.
Now, when you say it that way, it gives you a whole nother look,
Yes.
Yeah. Gives you a whole nother way to look at it.
Yes. So when we have to think about that, because we are, how can I say, we are pure carbon energy. So that energy that's within us, right? It is, like I said, it's the light, it's the life, it's the energy, it's the word, it's everything. So this is why we feed off of the sun's energy, because we are a part of the sun. Believe it or not, we're connected. It's an energy frequency. It's an ether. There's an ether that is all around us, and we are all connected to that same ether. Why? Because we are all a part of it. The spirit, the enlightened soul within a person is a part of that energy, that spirit, and that light. So we feed off of the sun. The sun feeds off us. We're like the battery, and we don't understand that we can actually enhance this earth, brother. I swear this. I don't know. I'm just going to say this because I don't think people understand the power within themselves, knowing that, hey, we can enhance an area that we're in. Where I hear a lot, like on the panels, brothers, the complaining. Oh, we need to do this. We got to do this. That. Okay, what are you doing right where you are? Do something right at the space that you're in, creating a positive environment, creating something within the area that you're in, and then those things can grow. If you're meditating and you're focusing on things improving, they have no choice but to, because this is what you're demanding of the ether to provide for you, because we are a part of this. So if I am saying that this is something I need, something that I want, it has to come, because why I'm thinking it is something that I need. I'm feeling it with my heart, that energy, which is the imagination in my mind coming into effect with that energy, trying to project something or manifest something that I want. This is the power that we have within us. All of us do. So if we're connecting, like you just said, brother, we would imagine if we was all doing this together. We were, hey, let's meditate on this thing. I want the environment over here to be doing this. Oh, we need this soil to be cleaned up here. Oh, we need the air to be purified more over here. We can do this. We have the ability and the power and the strength within us to do all these things, brother. But we don't do it because we don't understand the energy within us. We don't know how powerful we are. And this is the problem that we have. Once we recognize that, then we're able to feel that energy, start to work with it, and start to use it.
Oh, well, can you give us a little example of like some energy we can use? I mean, I know you said like meditation or something.
Yes.
Some energy, tricks or, something that we can play with, every day.
Yes, definitely, brother. I think it's very important to take time to do some fasting. First off, we have to take ourselves away from the physical in order to tap into other areas. I think
Say that one again.
Yes, we have to take ourselves from eating as much because it takes us from the physical and it puts us more into a physical aspect of our lives.
Check. Got you.
So now if you're fasting a little bit, right, you're coming away from the physical. You're not focusing, oh, I gotta eat. You're not so focused on the things of this world. You can't, when you're meditating, right, you're taking time to be into yourself, to think about the positive things, so on and so forth. You're not thinking about things around you, how you look, what the house look like. The house might be dirty, or you got to go somewhere and handle business today because that's part of this world and what I need to do today. All those things are absent. When it comes to meditation, you take that time, you're in a space that's only of your spirit. You're taking time to yourself. You're thinking about the things that you need. You're thinking about the things that you want to manifest. You write these things down, which helps as well, because when you're using that black ink on that white paper, you're actually writing the spell down of what you want to manifest or what you want to harness into the area that you're looking to bring that to. So when you're doing that, you've written it down, you speak it out to yourself, and you sit and you meditate on that. You think about that, and these things will have no choice but to come to you because you are placing your energies to that. When you're meditating, you remove yourself from what's going on in the physical and you're taking yourself internally to your inside. You have no choice but to manifest the things that you want because of the power that's within you. These things are going to come into effect. They may not come when you expect them to. It may not be right when you thought it would be, but it's going to come at the time it's supposed to. And that's generally with anyone.
Speaking of fasting, I'm sure you're familiar with Dr. Sebi, right?
Yes.
Was watching a video on Dr. Sebi a few years ago. And Dr. Sebi said, fast for 90 days. What do you think about that?
Definitely, brother. I'm glad you brought that up. A person can actually live without food for about 6 months, unbeknownst to a lot of us, because we are so wrapped up into this world telling us, you need this food, eat this food, eat this food.
Yeah, man.
That's a trap. Yeah. What it does is it disintegrates your mind most of the times because of the things that are in the food. We don't have a lot of natural foods. So you can live off of the sun and meditating if you are grounded. When you connect your mind and body and soul together, bringing that is like literally the Holy Trinity. You're bringing a clarification and a balancing into your body so that everything is running on a proper frequency. So when you're doing this, you are in connection, or you are, how can I say, you're connecting yourself to the ether, right? You're bringing yourself away from that physical being, and your spirit being is connecting to the eternal ether, which is all that energy and everything. So now you're able to manifest because you are taking all of that energy and you're putting it to what you want. So the mind is so powerful that it can actually formulate these blocks of a foundation that you want to create just by putting your mind to it, using your imagination, having your body be relaxed and focusing on the spirit and letting the spirit shine through. You'll be able to tap into these things.
Damn. I'm gonna do a 90-day fast one of these days. I mean, because 6 months now you got me, because I see exactly what you're saying. I see exactly what you're saying. All this, we don't know what we eating.
Yep.
We don't know what we eating. Wow. You know, all the ingredients, when you look on a box and you see what is all that stuff? What is all that stuff you can't pronounce? You know, these 15-letter words. You know, what is that stuff?
That's right.
And we eat that stuff every day.
And think of that. Hold on, what you just said, bro. We eating this stuff every day, right? So let's think of a person that's let's take an average 30-year-old brother, and they're eating that garbage. You're consistently putting these things inside of you. You're building blocks of blockage inside of your body because you're putting these GMOs in. Most of the foods now, they are GMO. Most of the food, if it's not GMO, a lot of them are clone foods. People don't even know that. They've been cloning food for about 14 years now. Y'all been eating clone food. So you're eating clone meat. You're eating meat that has adrenochrome in it. We talked about that before. The adrenochrome that actually is very horrible to your mind because it actually cuts off a lot of the amino acids. So your concisive dissonance is thrown totally off. You're working on about 12 amino acids in your brain when you need about 64 to function at the proper mental capacity. So you're pulling all these things in. You're actually building within your body a separate force than your natural body because it's not natural, right? You're not pulling anything natural in. If you're pulling these things in that aren't natural to your body, what do you think you're doing? You're creating or formulating something within yourself that is not natural. So this is a weight on your body. It's not only a weight on your body, it's a weight on your mind, it's a weight on your spirit, because why? Once your body is incapacitated, therefore it puts a leniency on your mind. The incapacitability in your body, in all of the cells that aren't functioning correctly, or the cells that aren't even doing the things that they need to have a proper frequency or proper flow, they're getting intercepted with certain GMOs. They're being intercepted with nanoparticles. They're being intercepted with chemicals and these 12, 13 letter words that we don't even know. These things that are put in your body that you don't even know what it is. So now these things are laying on your body. It may go to a joint because your body says, okay, I took this thing in. What am I going to do with it? What's the nutritional part? Okay, I can use this for this. I can use this for that. Okay, the rest of this is no good. So what am I going to do with it? So your body's going to say, oh, I don't know what to do with it. Let me just throw it over there. People would think, oh, if it's no good, your body's going to flush it out. No. The body is taking what it has to try to use it for the consumption. So if you have something the body doesn't recognize, it does not always flush it out. It'll throw it somewhere else in your body. So now you might start getting an elbow pain, an ankle pain.
Well, Curtis said you need to get that monoclop tamanai sandwich. Those type words, you know. I don't know what the hell is that.
All these different things. You looking like, what is that? You go to try to look it up, you can't find the spelling half time. You done missed the word. It's about 20 letters sometimes.
That's right. Yeah, man. Yeah. Wow. And probably, you know, with all those letters, so mono might be a word, clop may be a word, tot may be a word. You know, those are different ingredients.
One ingredient having about 4 different things in it, brother.
Damn.
Say it. You don't even know what it is.
What? And we, man, you know, because where I live, there's a lot of food deserts. I mean, oh my God. I mean, there's no fresh, no avocado corners nowhere around. One of the football players, because I hear a lot of brothers talking about, you know, why don't these athletes put their money together? Well, brother, they try, but I think we're so broken up, we don't have the support. We don't have that energy like we would have in the church of building our own supermarket. We don't have that energy to educate our children like we have when we go into them churches. We don't have the energy to come up with new ideas and create new things because we give it away. You know, just think about what this sister's saying and all that we just give away.
and they're exchanging the energies with people that will come in your life, brother, because they want to surplus energy.
Right.
We look, we didn't even get to that topic where these brothers out here, they land with different women and, you know, think, oh, look, she's so sexy and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Don't know that sexy little thing that came right into your area because they want to take some of your energy, brother. They want to pull from you something that they don't have and they need, and they see that in you and they want to pull that. Same thing with the sisters. We have to be very careful of that because when you're exchanging energy with people, you don't know what type of energy they have a lot of times, especially when it's just an exchange. Someone you just dating or, you know, you don't know too much about them and then you're getting involved. Oh, I like them. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, they turn me on. Okay. Those things may not be beneficial to you because now you may be giving your energy to someone else that you should not be giving your energy to. Once you're consumed with another person mentally, physically, this person's energy is very easily intertwined with yours. They can surplus your energy, they can give you energy, you guys can exchange energy, and sometimes you may be sought out from a succubus that actually knows that you have a certain type of energy and they just want to pull from you. People getting stuck in relationships, they're thinking like, oh, you know, I've been in this relationship so long and oh, all the ups and downs and this and that. There should not be so many downs, honey. There's always going to be issues that you have when it comes to relationships and things of that nature, but you have to be very, very careful even in relationships. I don't care if it's 10 years, 20 years. If a person is draining your energy and they're taking from you when you're supposed to be together and growing and building together so that you have how can I say, you're building that energy up so you're growing with each other. If they're taken away from you, what's the purpose? You know, a lot of times we have to be very careful of that. People will seek out people that have an energy that they can pull from just because they need that. And this is what they're in a relationship for. It's not because they want to help you grow. It's not because they want to, be with you or they care about you so much. They have a benefit. They're able to take something from you that you're easily giving them access to unbeknownst to you. And they're using that energy to actually grow themselves. And you're not getting anything out of it. You have to be very careful of these type of relationships. And it's hard to get out of them a lot of times because it becomes so habitual as to feeling like you're dependent on that person's energy. Not even knowing that you're dependent on negative energy now. That negative energy is a part of your life and you don't even understand why you're so addicted to it. You don't even understand why you're so tied to it. Because you've accepted it. You've openly opened your arms and let this come in instead of standing strong and saying, you know what, I see this energy isn't right. When you don't have the proper energy within yourself, you're not going to be able to have the discernment to recognize that improper frequency.
Dee Dee says soul ties.
Yep.
That's deep. That's deep.
That's exactly what it is, Dee Dee. The soul ties. You be tied to them and you look like, oh, I want to get away. Man, they'll pick up, brother. They'll pack a bag. I'm done. They'll go to their mama house, their sister house, their brother house, a homeboy house. If it's a guy, you know, they going somewhere. I'm done. I'm through. I ain't taking no more of this. Man, they get that one phone call, bro. They get that one visit. They go back to the house to pick up the rest of their things. They can't leave, bro. That soul tie be so deep. That person has such a hold on them and they don't even realize it. Why? Because their energy has been lowered to a state to now they're dependent on that person. They don't have enough strength within themselves to say, hold on, this isn't me. They don't even have enough faith in themselves. They don't have enough energy that they can even take that strength to say, hold on, I'm better than this. I know I'm worth more than this. I know my value is way exceeding any of this stuff I've been going through. And this is not for me. They don't even have that energy because that person has taken so much from them, brother. And they're so tied into them that they are dependent on them for the energy that they have.
Oh man. So that energy, I mean, because that is energy. How could it be turned and how can it be used where you can just like use it as a stepping stone or use it in another way, maybe that you're not familiar with, you know, because you keep going back to the abuse. How was that energy shifted to another way where you just say, hey, I can do this?
Because, brother, when a person realizes or comes to themselves, right, and they say, you know what, I'm stronger than this. You know, like I was just saying, they're like, I'm better than this. I don't deserve this. Wait a minute. Why am I allowing myself to be abused and used like this? That then is that turn of that energy. Now they're coming to the realization like, wait a minute, hold on. I've been kind of lost in space here. You know, they don't think that, but they really realize that I've been putting myself through something I didn't even need to put myself through. I don't deserve this. I don't got to go through that. So now they're taking their energy back, brother. Now they realize in their mind that, wait a minute, I'm stronger than this. I'm more powerful. Once they get to that point, they've already started to assume that energy back. So now they're pulling that energy back. And then it's like, I'm stronger than this. Now they can take that and use it as a stepping stone and say, listen, I learned from this. And when I was in this relationship, I went through this, this, and that. I saw this warning sign or this thing, and I'm going to make sure I'm watching for that next time. So now they can use that experience as a stepping stone. That is that one thing that was a boundary before, or that was holding that person down, or that was weighing them down, that brick, you can set it down in front of you, and now you can step on it and get a little higher. Because now you've assumed the proper perspective. You've assumed your proper power. You've taken on yourself and said, you know what? I'm better than this. And once you've done that, that's it. That's all it takes. The right energy, the proper frequency in the mind to put you on that right track. And now you can escalate from there.
Yeah, I think the relationship set up, how it's set up, it seems like it's not, it's like a movie script or something, because everybody's doing the same thing, but everybody's not the same. You know, it seems like the courting of the male and female, that the whole thing is like it's contrived. You know, you do the same thing. You go to a foreign restaurant. You have to get into the foreign stuff. You know, we don't really get into ourselves. We like you say, that energy, of love of self, the energy of, you're on this planet to do something, you're here for a reason. So, where does that energy in the body stem from? How can we feel, they talk about energy centers in the body.
Yes.
How can those be used, or how could those be utilized?
Yes, we have to make sure that we're understanding where our weak areas are. We have certain people are weaker in their heart. Some people have when you're talking about, I think you're talking about the chakras, brother. So when we're thinking about that, there's certain areas that you may need to build upon, but that's each individual person. When a person is weak in certain areas, right, it's going to be different from each person. You have to recognize or know yourself. You have to look inside of yourself and recognize what things that you need to work on. Where do you need to build at? Where do I have this weakness? Where did I fall from before? Like I said, with that stepping stone, when you step up on that stepping stone and use it now for your benefit, you can see a little higher now. Now you're looking at, okay, oh, I see over there where I did this, that, or that. Oh, I see over there I accepted that. I see over there where, I didn't really care too much about myself. I was feeling too low about myself there. Maybe I needed to lift myself and I wouldn't have been in that position. We can start to see these things. So you have to build these areas up where they're the weakest at, because everybody's going to have a weakness in a certain area. And a lot of times that's depending on life circumstances, your story, what you've been through, what's made you weak, what things actually weaken you. We have to be aware of these things. We have to know, you have to know what, like I say, I'm going to use it as an example, because we hear this all the time about a big booty or whatever. So say with the guy, say if that's your weakness, a big booty is your weakness. So maybe you need a chick that ain't got a big booty. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a physical thing, if that's stopping you and stagnating, that's another thing for you to recognize, like, dang, I keep getting messed up behind the big booty. It's a physical thing. Hold on, maybe I need to be seeking somebody whose mind I can actually be tied to so I don't have this issue. You know what I'm saying? A person has to find their weakness. Once you see what your weakness is, and that is only in recognizing self and knowing yourself and taking time to self, then these weaknesses, you start to work on those areas. You can find out what you need to do to build those things up and start to have the frequency to move in the frequency of the energy that's going to build. Because when there's no blockages and then the energy is moving throughout you, you're oscillating things a lot quicker. You know, the frequency is like it's moving. There's nothing to stop it. It's not hitting the wall or a corner over here or a break there. Everything's going smooth. Balance, manifest reality, energy, emotions. That's right. That's right. So when we do these things and we're pulling these things into our lives, we can actually start to balance by what? The food, as we were talking about earlier. Making sure you're having a proper balance in your body. You don't have these things to intercept. A lot of times your dissonance is so off. You can be in a relationship and thinking that, oh, this person's treating me so bad. They're doing this, they're doing that. That may be your perception, darling. Your perception, because why? You're not eating correctly. Believe it or not, your relationship issues may be coming from you eating improperly. Your relationship issues may be coming from you not having a proper balance mentally because you're not taking time to meditate and get to self and make sure that everything is great. Shout out to the chat, brother. I see a lot of people in there, all my people in there. Shout out to the chat. Y'all already know y'all everything. So, you know, making sure that you're having the proper frequency to deal with a situation, even, brother. Like, say if you're weak and you're not doing good or whatever, you got some negative things going on. Maybe this is not the time to handle that situation. You got to wait till you're in a better place. Because now you're going to make the improper decisions that may even take you further away from where you're trying to graduate to. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're stuck on other things.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
I'm looking at them nice pics you got up, bro. I love them type of pics.
Oh yeah.
Ciao.
I mean, the energy. I mean that that's when when you were talking about energy when we were talking earlier today.
Yes.
I mean, I just jumped on that because, I mean, the energy. I just look at it. And, you ever been like in one of those soccer games, and a stadium full of people, and when they roar when their team scores, that energy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's so clear you can see it. You know what I'm saying? You could see it when they put it out like that.
And brother, do you know that is a reason that they need the what do you call it, the fans? They need the fans in those audiences or whatever the case may be. I forgot what you call it, the bleachers or whatever, right? Because that energy, just what you said, it literally leaps off out of the bleachers or whatever, and it comes to that field to them, and they pick that up. Yeah. So now that team that y'all rooting for, right? They're going to be able to absorb that. Now that may take them further. Now this one about to score a touchdown because of the energy y'all just gave them. Right. It literally works like that.
It literally does.
It literally works like that. Just like you said, it come right off, bro.
Okay, so energies and the seasons. So like we're about to start moving into spring here real soon, and that's an energy shift. What should we be doing as we look forward to the coming spring? The energy that's coming in, because the energy of the planet is going to change. Yes. Really. So what should we be looking forward to, or what should we be looking out for doing? Fat is now a good time to fast in the dead of winter, or how is that done?
Brother, I'm going to tell you. Anytime is a good time to fast. Anytime is a great way to start. And I'm gonna suggest something if there's a person that wants to try it just so they can see the benefits, right? I suggest starting with maybe doing a half-day fast. Take a first week with doing. A lot of people eat breakfast or brunch or what have you, right? Maybe start with, okay, I'm going to eat one meal a day. Start eating your meal anywhere between 2 and 5 o'clock. You won't eat after 5 and you won't eat before 2 o'clock. So now what you're going to do is start to make sure that you're taking something in that's energetic to your body. Now, because you're eating this one time, you want to make sure you're getting nutrition. You're going to make sure that you're getting energy into your body, right? So you want to make sure that you're having a good balanced meal. You want to have greens. You want to have like some mixed things. You want to make sure you're taking in certain herbs that are beneficial to you, that are give energy to your cell and to your the strength to your organs. So you're taking vitamins. You're going to make sure you're on your regimen. There should be vitamins taken that day. You should be drinking plenty of water that day. And then do your meal. Start off like that. That way your body can gradually get used to it. A lot of people aren't used to not eating. So what'll happen is it'll be a shock to the body and they may get sick. So when you start in a slow process, your body will start to say, oh, okay, so this is natural, and then it's easier for you to do that. Then after doing that, just do what's best for you, to be honest. Everybody is different. There's no one way to do anything when you're doing your meditation, when you're doing your fasting. The only thing is what's comfortable for you, what you know you can do, what you know that you'll be able to commit to, because once you make this commitment, you need to stand by it. You need to stick to it. This is how it's going to be, beneficial for you. So what you would do, you make that commitment, you stick to it, and then you can gradually, increasingly change that as your body adjusts and see what works for you. The next time you fast, you may say, oh, I can just do a smoothie today. Do a nice fruit smoothie, put you some vegetables in there, put your herbs and stuff in there, and you'll be good. So it just depends on you. This is definitely a good time to start that, even before the spring hits.
So how do we keep our, because it's really getting cold. This is about 20 degrees now.
Yeah.
In situations like that, how should we handle that? Because I'm looking at like now we should be conserving as much energy as we can because it's so cold.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not going to do the things now that you would do in the spring and summer.
Well, what, just to verify, what do you mean, brother? You mean as far as like your meditate? What do you mean?
No, I just mean okay. So when spring comes, you're not going to be doing what you do in the spring. You're not doing that now.
Right.
See, most people don't even want to go out now because it's so cold.
Exactly.
So, that energy. So, since we're not moving around as much, since we're not, going to the jazz concerts, since we're not going out and traveling and, doing stuff when the weather's nice.
So take time inside. You don't have to be outside, and you can still be outside in the cold. It's nothing wrong with going out and getting some sun. I know it's cold, bundle up best you can. Make sure you're getting you some air, getting you some sun. Make sure you're taking time to meditate inside your home. You find you a nice quiet place, even if you have like children and it's not, I can't find anywhere quiet. Go to the bathroom. Get in your bathroom, take you some candles in there and say, hey, I'm taking a dunk, I'm taking a shower, I need my peace, whatever. Get in there, take your time and dedicate yourself to this time. Once you start to do this, you will see and you will feel the benefits of that. And it'll become easier the more you do it. It just takes that dedication. So now you go in your bathroom, whatever little safe place you can get, you take your 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever you want to start with, you do your meditation. You can even start with a 5-minute meditation. Whatever's more comfortable for you. And you get into your space. This is a time you're taking to yourself. You'd be surprised. You might say, I'm going to do this for 5 minutes, because 5 minutes is a long time. You may be in there 30 minutes. Because once you start to get into yourself and start to have that time to look at yourself, you may be surprised to find things and pull things out of yourself you never even recognized. So now you're taking time to see yourself, to understand yourself, to learn yourself. This way you're able to make sure that you're managing yourself a lot better, because now you have the control. Now I'm learning myself. I'm managing myself. I'm controlling my body. I'm letting my body know that I don't got to eat all day. I'm letting my body know that certain things that I've been doing I don't have to do, and we're making a change. You're actually the one that's in control of your body, and your body's not controlling you. Like, I feel like I got a taste for this, a taste for that. No, all that stuff is a mental trap, because your body's so used to these different foreign things coming in. So when it's not, it feels like, I missed this. No. So these are the things we could do.
Right. Well, since we're in the winter, I would just say, like you would get the earth ready for planting and stuff. Start sowing those seeds in your mind, those ideas that you want to see come forward. Some of the things that she gave us, the meditation, but more than ever that fasting.
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, this food that they putting out, it ain't food.
It ain't.
And we have so many people from other places coming over here. You don't think they're bringing what they make money with at home? You don't think they're bringing that over here?
Giving up any and everything that will decapacitate our bodies, brother, and our minds, and therefore our spirits, because that's what they're working on, right? With all this metaverse and meta world. right?
Can you believe that?
It's crazy, brother.
Can you believe that? I just found out about that today, and I was like, "You're kidding."
No, brother, today?
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm like, you got to be kidding. Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
We have to be preparing ourselves, and we got to make sure that we are keeping as many natural things that we can, because everything is going into so much of an artificial everything, including they're trying to make us artificial. They're transhumaning us, or these people with these different things that they're doing. We can't say certain things, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So they're literally transmutating people with these certain chemicals that are being put in your body, these nanoparticles. What they're doing is replacing the natural proton, neutron, electrons that your cells run off of, right? So now when you have your proton, neutron, electron, you may have this nanoparticle come in, and it's going to replace the proton and the neutron. So now you have electron, and then you have the fake proton and neutron, right? So now that cell is not operating naturally. You're being transmutated into a different state. This is actually going on, guys. So it's very important to cleanse yourself. It's very important to detox. It's very important, if you can't, get outside and be grounded in meditation. Something I didn't mention, I'm going to mention. I think I mentioned on the last show. When you're grounding yourself, right? If you're in a permittable weather, make sure you're barefoot. You're standing outside in the soil. And as you stand in the soil and you raise your hands to the sun, you will literally be cleansed from the sun. The sun will actually purify you. It sends protons and certain neutrons through your body. The earth pulls those negative ions, those EMFs and things that we were just talking about. The earth will naturally just pull it from your body. It magnetizes those things out because you're natural, right? And the earth is natural. So when you're standing grounded, when you have your soul to the ground, that's what's at the bottom of your feet, right? Your soul. When your soul is to the ground, right? The earth knows that something is not natural inside you. So the earth automatically pulls it out. It's just a natural process. You ain't got to do nothing. Just stand there and let it work. Let it do its thing. So you go through a natural detoxing process with the meditation within the natural frequency of the earth, cleansing your body because you're a natural person. It's going to actually, that ether will start to purify you, taking the negative ions and actually pulling in positive nutrients into your body from the sun and from the earth, believe it or not.
So if you didn't get it when she was talking earlier about the metaverse and all of that stuff, Dee Dee just, she just, give us a little insight on it. Many of our people are investing in this metaverse, and all that metaverse is virtual stuff. It's not real.
Yeah.
And people are getting into it. That's how much people are getting away from themselves. I think somebody earlier said about something about zombies.
Yes.
People are getting away. I mean, damn.
It's sad, bro. It's sad. Yes, so it's like you can take yourself into this fantasy world. So let's not be real. Now, they already have us in like a semi fake world. We're living in a matrix, as we know. I mean, really, let's be real about it. They're literally trying to put us in a matrix inside of another matrix, where you're literally not even a person. You don't have to think on your own. You don't have to do. They're making it sound so convenient. You don't have to do anything. You don't. It's really like, I'll just let this computer run my life. I'll just sit here, literally like on the Matrix when you see those the people, they were like plugged up to the machine or whatever. This is literally how they're trying to put us in this position, and we can't be in this position because why? We are a high spirit, we are a high energy. And if you're tied into a system that is not natural, right? What are you feeding? You're feeding another system. What is this? What is the system I'm feeding? Why am I buying into this? Why am I feeding into this system that is not natural? It's inorganic. So why would I want to feed into something that I could never be a part of because I'm an organic being? It makes no sense, brother.
That Jim Jones surge shot will turn you into a military weapon. Syrup shot. So that's what we're gonna start calling it, because it's funny. Syrup shot. It's like, come on, y'all. We this low. So let me give you something, and it has to do a little something with energy that'll help everybody out. It's something you can do. Find out where your grandmother or your great grandmother, find out where they grew up and find out what were they eating growing up. Because many of them will be farmers. Many of your people, they were caretakers of the earth.
Yes.
They didn't just feel, they just didn't throw all kind of shit everywhere. They took care of the earth. There wasn't no trash when these people got here. Their thing is to destroy the earth. Your job is to keep the earth in balance with the cosmos.
Say it. Say it.
Your grandmother is the one that had you. Your grandmother, and they say this, and every nurse I've asked, I asked nurses, is it true that when a female is born, she has all the eggs she will ever have? The nurses tell me, yeah. I mean, I don't know. So I asked them, and they say, yeah. If that's true, you came in with your mama. You hadn't just been activated yet. So whatever your mother was eating, whatever she was ingesting, I mean, she was a farmer. I don't know. You'd have to find that out. That's simple to find out. Pick up a couple of things that she ate and inculcate them into what you do. And see if that don't help.
That's right.
Dude. The zombies will disappear.
That's right.
Sister Soul.
Yes.
I want to thank you for joining me tonight. Or, I'm sorry, did you have more?
We did, brother, but I know you like to keep it at about an hour. So, you already know we could do it another time and we'll get into some more stuff. You already know it. It was a pleasure being up here with you, brother. I'd love to be able to elaborate on information and, especially with understanding ear, and we can vibe off each other. You always have powerful insight as well. So I appreciate you. And thank you so much for your platform today, brother.
And you're welcome anytime.
All right, you have a great one, and good evening to the chat. You guys have a good one as well.
Thank you, love. It's with sisters like that, brothers and sisters like that. This is the kind of information we have to be getting, because we can't have our children growing up in this. I mean, what would they think? Now is a perfect time for us to do whatever it is we want to do. And we got to work it like those ants work it. You ever see those birds when they be flying and swooping through the air and they all go the same way? We got to be like that. Think about it. Hey, we'll see you next time. Peace.